All right, it looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero with this goodbye to 2020. Uh, Hello, Delvin. Thank you for joining. Glad to see the YouTube notifications worked for you. Uh, Raymond, if you're watching, hello. If not, we'll see if the YouTube notifications worked for you. But Delvin, how are you doing? Not really any agenda to the stream. Not gonna be too long. Maybe at most a half hour. We'll see. Maybe 15 minutes. Just a quick little hello, everybody, and goodbye to 2020. Welcome to 2021. Raymond, hello. Thank you guys for joining. I did send this out to a couple others, the FiOS One news group, weather group we have. So we'll see if anybody wants to join from there. And Raymond, yes, Delvin, yep, I'm in agreement with that too. Especially one of my at home work managers. He's in Los Angeles right now, and that is not a good place. 2022 is 0% complete. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So maybe a 2020 take two. But anyway, gonna keep it sweet and a little bit tasty. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to all the health workers, all those that are risking their lives to keep us all safe. Cheers to 2021 and hope and good wishes for 2021 that we shall see some sort of normalcy in everything, really, not just health, but in government. It's been an interesting last 4 years with President Trump. Delvin, that's an interesting point. Let's just stay in 2020 until the COVID's done. And I did hear about that mutated strain, but cheers to hope for 2021 at least. I like your thinking, Delvin. So we will go to an extended 2020 until things get a little bit more back to normal. And then 2021 will come, but I don't know. I've been thinking about that. Yes, Delvin. Yeah, I have heard of that too. Someone intentionally sabotaged 570 doses, which I think was that 57 vials? Is there 10 doses per vial? Is that what it was? Yeah, and Raymond, I did also see I think a forecast by the end of not a weather forecast, but a COVID forecast by the end of January 2021 that the deaths will get near like 450,000, like nearing 500,000 deaths. Anybody else watching the stream, feel free to comment in. If you guys have any questions, kind of treat this a little bit like a ask me anything too. I still can't on at least this computer do like call-ins yet, just because the audio interface I have still doesn't have the correct drivers. So I'm waiting on those drivers to come out, and then I'd be able to get audio coming in from the computer to go out to the stream. Just send this out to a couple of people here. Just on par with the Spanish flu, yeah. Is that the same? Now, I'm not 100% sure with this. Is that the same as the 1918 flu, or is the Spanish flu different, or is that the same? Just 1918 flu is the Spanish flu. Pete, hello. Long time no see. It is good to hear from you, my friend. How are you doing? I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. Especially as we enter a new year. So, cheers to that. So, Pete, I hope you're doing well. Raymond, I did not hear about that. It's targeting the younger population, this new strain. I always remember that it was from a long time ago in high school biology class. It was with science, classifying something as alive, and viruses are not technically alive. I'll have to double check on that. Actually, I could do that right now, but I don't think technically viruses are alive, but they're almost considered alive. So they do adapt. Well, Pete, at least I am glad that you are all good. I don't know if you've seen anything recent, but I've been working from home. Pretty much in this same spot. I have one iMac here, which is my iMac. I turn over this way. I got my other iMac, which is the work iMac, which was sent to me. And I basically take calls. I have my headset here. With this headset, I basically take and do tech support calls. So that is what I have been doing working from home. I actually did send this out to my lead, my work from home lead. If he wants to join, we had a good little conversation. We had a nice little toast at the end. This was my last shift of 2020. Just about 2 hours ago, I finished my last shift of 2020. So, good riddance to that. And Raymond, I do agree with that. Because think of it from a business perspective. And especially since I have a business, this is Weather Chaser Consulting. If I can still pay an employee the same amount, but I don't have to pay money for the facilities that they're in, and they can do the same thing working from home versus working in an office, I'm saving money that way. I'm saving money because I don't have to run AC. I don't have to run internet. I don't have to run phones. That is all taken care of by the employee. So that makes a good point that from a business perspective, those that can work from home, it saves the company business. And it also is especially if you have a setup properly, it can be more convenient for the employee. Especially because with those late night shifts, sometimes I work until 10 p.m. or after 10 p.m. It is so convenient to just punch out, walk upstairs, and go to bed. Don't have to worry about a commute. Don't have to worry about any of that. All that headache And especially with snow or just bad weather, you don't have to worry about a commute. So the work from home thing I am liking. I just don't entirely, I don't enjoy this tech support phone call thing. Yeah, Pete. So I figured actually I started drinking a little bit with my manager lead with AHA because we had a good heart to heart and talked about some things, and I just started drinking from the bottle straight. So this stuff I really like. This is Bacardi Limon. So this is lemon flavored rum. I really like this stuff. My favorite with this is actually in fruit punch. Mixing lemon Bacardi in fruit punch, it is delicious. And there was one, yeah, it was a Minute Maid light because with the reduced sugar and the diabetes, I try to keep that a little bit on the light side at least sometimes. But it was Minute Maid mixed berry fruit punch and lemon. That was delicious. Also, Pete, I don't know if you saw my Halloween pumpkin carving dressed as a pirate this year, but I didn't drink a lot then, but I was also drinking a couple of sips straight from the bottle. And this isn't a full liter either. Yeah, this is the 750. I guess also, if you guys want to talk a little bit about weather, I am a little bit out of it from this week. I do know there was some stuff coming tomorrow. Ooh, there's a slight risk for, where are we? Louisiana, Alabama. Oh, interesting. Johan, thank you for joining. How are you doing? Happy New Year. For those in the chat that are haven't met Johan yet, he's a really good friend of mine, and he's a groomsman at my wedding. So he and I go back quite a bit. So Johan, how you doing? And yes, Pete, the rum is delicious. Actually, probably rum is one of my favorite liquors. Also, because it says right on it, it's Puerto Rican rum, and I am Puerto Rican. Johan, I am glad you're well. How's the family? I hope everybody is staying safe. I'm doing well. Johan, still not enjoying the tech support Apple Care stuff, but it's a job. It's benefits. Working from home, so it's safe. And I get to punch out and immediately start drinking. Sí, señor. Me gusta esta. I don't know if I said that right. I'm getting a little tipsy now. And Delvin, yes, I have noticed that too. Usually, like today, I worked 1 to 10, and my 4 p.m., like 15-minute break, it was lighter than it has been, just ever so slightly lighter. So I am noticing it's getting a little bit lighter. Johan, how's the job going there? Are you still working from home, or are you in the office there? feel like we need a little music. Let me see if I could pull up some nice copyright-free music. Just because I don't want to get a copyright flag. Here we go. Wow, it's funny seeing my own YouTube video on YouTube when I went to go look. You've been home since March. I'm guessing you're planning on continuing to work from home. As my aunt, she works in, where is she? The Attorney General's office. She's a secretary for the Attorney General. And she's mostly been working from home, and I think only goes in like once a week for some stuff that has to be done in the office. And then the rest of the week, she's working from home. Yeah, the post-COVID job market, unless there's some major bailouts, I don't think it's going to be that good. Yep, Johan, she got the same thing until further notice. Yay, New York State government workers. All right, let me see if I can get a little bit of music going on here. Same for your secretary. Okay. Yeah, goes in once a week just to do like the required stuff that needs to be done in the office. Then the rest of it is done from home. But she also has the very tough job of in our county, in Rockland County. She is the one that is documenting every single positive COVID case for the county. So when anyone that is a resident of Rockland County tests positive, she gets a phone call and she has to document it. All right, let's see if I get a little something going here with some YouTube copyright license-free music. Oh, it looks like I'm holding steady at 165 subscribers. All right, so some of these I have not heard of. So we're going to listen to them together. Let me up that a little bit here. Not sure how well you can hear the background. This one's just called Rewind. This actually, because I have a studio monitor under the desk, it has a nice little thump to it. Can you guys hear that? I want to see if it's coming through the mic. Oh yeah, I hear it. All right, looks like it's working well. At least this is an alternate way to get some music going until these loopback drivers come in. Ah, okay, Delvin. So Thursdays, and I'm guessing Tuesdays What was your other day for the weekly, twice a week update? I like this one. And yep, all of these are free to use on YouTube. Monday, okay. I do really like this audio interface that I have. Okay, Saturdays only, that works. Do you guys want some more music like this in some of the live streams? Like the Games and Storms live stream? Oh, really? Johan, I didn't know that minimum wage was going up for the state. Wow, really? It's gonna be 15. Is it so $15 for Westchester, Long Island? Kevin McLeod? That one, I'm not sure who that is. This one, the last song was named "Rewind" by Of Shane. And this one is called Grut by Patrick Patricos. So Johan, it says it's gonna be $15 everywhere in New York State. Well, so let's get a little bit of some weather in here. I haven't really played around again with that new weather, the radar on weather.gov. So let's play around with it right now. Ah, interesting. Okay. I got it. Oh, it helps if I spell the word radar right. There we go. It's got a nice beat to it. All right, let's switch on over here. Interesting. I'm wondering when it would be $15 an hour everywhere in New York State. There it is. Nope, can't do the pinch, so I gotta use this. All right, let's put this in motion. Let's take a look at this. To be determined for $15 everywhere in New York State. Okay, now I think it finally went in motion. All right, so there's this big system here. It looks like just a little bit by us. What we got up next in the library? New Year. Okay. Bad snacks. Oh, I'm not entirely feeling this one. Ah, this one. I use this in my videos. Ah, very interesting. All right, so we got a little bit there, but it looks like fairly dry is kind of the forecast implied to a little bit wet in the beginning of the day today, and then drying out for the ball drop. Let's take a look at some of the good old tropical tidbits. The advisory we have in effect in the area. Let's take a look at that as well. Aha. Winter weather advisory. Mixed precipitation expected, total precipitation less than 1 inch, and ice accumulations of a light glaze, where portions of southern Connecticut and southeast New York from 3 p.m. Friday until 7 a.m. Saturday. Well, let's take a look at that through these forecast models here. What is the next song coming up? It says it's a rock song, so we'll see. All right, so let's zoom into the northeast here. All right, let's go through this. So here we go. So this 0Z Saturday is 7 p.m. on Friday. And right here on the GFS, there is a little bit of mixed precipitation. Yes, I definitely think the job market will be affected by automation, and even my market, the weather market. Just because, why would you need a meteorologist or all these giant teams of meteorologists if you can just pull out your phone and just ask what the weather is? What's the weather for tonight? No, it didn't say it. Hold on. What's the weather for tonight?
It's currently clear at 36 degrees.
All right, that's about it. What's the weather for tomorrow?
It doesn't look so nice tomorrow. Down to 27 degrees and raining.
Very generic, if I say so myself with that. And Johan, are you talking about the winter weather advisor as a small fluke? And yes, Raymond and Johan, I agree with that. We need the human touch because, Raymond, as you said it, as Joe Chaffee has said it, as everybody has said it, these forecast models, they can be good, but they can be very, very wrong. So for me, as the meteorologist, it is an art form. It is a scientific art form where I have to look at the science of this, and the model itself is art. And I have to sculpt this artistic forecast to present to you guys. Wow, that got really deep. A volcano alert in the Caribbean? Johan, yes. Like speaking Mandarin to the average American. Yes, Raymond. I did hear about that. I didn't actually know what happened. Oh, there we go. That was a long silence. New Year's anthem. There we go. There's a normal one. Yeah, Pete, what island in the Eastern Caribbean was that? Or was it for the region itself? New Lang Syne. Kind of like this version. Just an Eastern Caribbean, okay. That was a nice little version. Nah, I'm not feeling this one. Oh, is this the original? Oh, yes, the U.S. Army Band. Here we go, the Army Band. $100,000 prepared to evacuate. Wow. Johan, those were the islands I was supposed to be going to on my cruise this year. Let me see if I can look this up for you guys. Volcano warning. COVID-19 did screw a lot of travel plans. I was supposed to propose to Meg. Ooh, it says vocals. But anyway, I was supposed to propose to Meg on a cruise in August. We canceled that in like April. Johan, have you been to that area before? Wow. That is a lot. Oh, that area. Okay. I was thinking... Okay. I don't know why I was thinking something else, but... Okay. I'm just trying to find if there was anything about this volcano. There's a Ready.gov article on volcanoes. Ah, okay. I see in the playlist here. That was the vocal rendition, and now this is the instrumental rendition. Pele? Pele? Okay, I know what you're talking about. Let me see if I can pull that up here. But Raymond, what do you think about Cuomo's plan to try and keep this football game going in the middle of a pandemic while things are not going too well? Okay, this wasn't good. I pulled up Google Earth, and that stream is stuttering quite a bit. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Stream was stuttering quite a bit. It's going back up now. The bit rate. And yes, I don't think it's a good idea either. And today I saw one of the ABC7 anchors. I guess he has some very strong opinions that he bit his tongue on, but they did that in the sports segment, and then the sports anchor tossed to the anchor. I think it was Bill Was it? No, I forgot which anchor it was. But they asked him, and I bet you have some great opinions on this. And he's like, I do. Yeah, at some point, things do have to return back to normal, but not while things are at their worst. Because right now, it's worse than it was back in March and April. All right, let's change this up a little bit here. Let's see what new things are coming up. Ooh, this is dark. I don't know if I like that. That sounds very futuristic. Yeah, Raymond, I see the streams lagging a bit. I'm thinking it's the sheer amount of people online right now. Like, I was watching some people live stream on YouTube that I like, some car stuff that I watch. They usually don't live stream, but they were live streaming. So I am sure the internet is under some stress right now. Yeah, like I'm watching my bit rate. I set it so it's targeting a bit rate of 7,000 kilobits per second. And it's fluctuating. It gets to 7,000, then it drops to 36, then 57, then 53, 34, 37. So it's bouncing right now. I don't think it's my internet. I think it's just the internet, or at least YouTube might be having some issues there. 'Cause Pete, I just saw your joke there. Yeah, I'm thinking by March 2022 we should have things figured out. 2 years after the whole thing started. And I think Meg showed me a funny meme on this, but when we went into 2020, the start of the new decade, it was something like God asked the angels to put into the new decade mass pandemics, racial stereotypes, and mass shootings and lootings and massive hurricanes and snowstorms and natural disasters. And they misunderstood that and thought God wanted to put that all into the 1 year instead of spread out over the decade. So we are experiencing a decade worth of natural disasters and shit, basically, in 1 year. Yes, everyone on Zoom tonight is probably making that internet come through a crawl. Oh yeah, because Zoom announced, I think, free unlimited Zoom calls. Usually there's a 40-minute limit on there, but I think it's unlimited at the moment. I don't like this song. There we go. I like that a little better. The Roaring Twenties in a bad way. A really bad way. Johan, are you saying your idol, Arnold Schwarzenegger, was not a good politician for California? Yes, Raymond. That was pretty funny. Oh, when was the whole Ebola thing? So remember there was an Ebola issue in the US, but that was swiftly put out. Johan, Arnold Schwarzenegger's your dad. Yeah, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper now. I don't know if I'm liking this playlist. Let's try these. Get down! Get down or I'll put you down, yeah? Just like, Johan, I sent you that, I forgot, was that last month or the month before? It's all just mashing together. The guy trying to imitate it with the neck muscles you gotta exercise, yeah. The same artist from before, Offshane. Let's see how it sounds. Oh, I think I kind of like this guy. No, Johan, it's got to be that commercial. You pick things up and you put them down. Yeah. Alright, we're coming to the end of the hour, so let's at least talk a little bit about some weather things here. Yeah. Practice gets you better, yeah. Yeah, you pick things up. And then you put them down. 9. Alright, how's the stream doing? That stream bitrate is fluctuating hard. And I'm Etherneted in. So there's no interference here because it's all just Ethernet. It's definitely got to be the internet itself. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about the next couple of days here. I'm curious. And Raymond, yes, we will. Actually, might not be able to do on Tuesday a Games and Storms live stream, but maybe Wednesday of next week because I am off the whole week. First week of 2021, and I took off, and I am excited to be off because it's a paid week off too. But yes, Cyberpunk 2077, the most anticipated game of the year, but also one of the more broken games of the year, and the lawsuits and all of that. Okay, this was also Offshane. I kind of like this guy, so maybe we'll try some more songs by him. Or her. I don't know. Where are we? Tropical Tidbits. There we go. Yes, Johan, I'm 7 years at Apple. 2 months ago now. In November. 1 month ago. Or was it 2 months? I don't know what we're going to consider this, but November 16th was my 7 years at Apple. Wow, it's been a whole year since you left. Wow. Especially with this year, the time just really flies by. Yes, October I got hired, but November was the first day of my training. Oh. I have no idea why this also keeps coming up. I edited a video and Final Cut keeps giving this notification, the share is successful. I did that yesterday. Alright, let's quick look here through the models. GFS. Friday night. Kind of like the New York City line. West of the New York City line and the northwest of New York City. There is your chance of some frozen precipitation for a little bit. And again, this is the GFS. And then it turns to really just rain. So that, I took the radar down. Because I thought the radar was affecting the stream, but I think the internet is or YouTube is affecting the stream. Yes, we got hired together. And we interviewed together. Johan, I don't know if I ever told you that, but Xavier and I, we were in the same group interview. So we got past the hiring event, and then on the second interview where there was 3 people, there was me, Xavier, and one other person. I don't think that other guy made it because I never saw him again. But it looks like the 2 of us in that 2 of 3, which is a pretty good hire rate, I guess, 2 of 3 there, we made it. First batch for Nanuet. And I still kind of tie into Palisades because I started my interview process with Palisades. So I was that transition period between Palisades and Nanuet. I am the Nanuet Apple Store. And the music. Alright, let's go back to this guy. Oh, nope. Don't want to play a video. Okay, so at least we know what he looks like now. 52,000 subscribers. Let me see if I can just find some more music by him. Of Shane. Alright, Back to the Future. Let's listen to some Back to the Future. Yes. So Johan, I got the call that I was hired on October 13th. That opening day, I remember Sue called me. Yeah, so I was never technically a Palisades employee, but on opening day of Nanuet, which is why I feel like my history is tied with Nanuet, is because Sue called me on opening day of Nanuet. Back here. Okay. So this system is really just the first half of the day. Oh, Johan, you texted me. Hold on. Why am I still not do not disturb? Wait, I gotta get my do not disturb back on here. Why did it stop? Until tomorrow. There we go. Oh, because October 13th is when I got the call. Oh, okay. Let's open that up. Oh, wow. Wow, Uzo's in there. I miss Uzo. I see Uzo. I see Hank. I see Justin. Is that Al in there too? I miss Al. That was a shame. I think I see Pat in the back. Don't recognize. I see Greg Allen. Somebody else I don't recognize. Wow. Wow, Delvin, Adobe Flash Player ends today. I did not. Oh, right. The end of 2020 ended Adobe Flash Player. Okay, that might be why there's a couple of people there I don't recognize because they were at GSP or Tice. But Delvin, yeah, that's interesting. Adobe Flash Player ends today. All right, we're coming up to the end of the hour. Just want to take a quick peek at some of these other ones. So the icon, at least the 18Z run, is showing no frozen precipitation. Why'd the music stop? There we go. Check the mic and make sure it sounds right, boys. I did like Palisades, but I know a lot of people said it felt like working in a cave. Because it was in the middle of the Palisades Mall, and there was no light from the outside. Okay, so I switched to the 12Z run of the icon, and it's still showing no frozen precipitation. But it does look like a pretty rainy time Friday night through Saturday morning, and then it starts moving out. Inflation, yes. I am wondering if there's going to be a more significant inflation increase for 2021 compared to like the usual inflation we get year over year. Johan, that is very true. When the door opened in Palisades, there was no cold coming in. Versus we know that door in Nanuet, whew, that cold coming in. You would feel it travel all the way to the back of the store. Yes, you have to make sure you have enough air in your tires. Oh, Johan, I got some things to tell you about my car, too. So the WRX, back in March, when we thought, okay, this might be like a 2-week to maybe a 4-week thing where we're just at home and then we're back in the store. Or we're back to normal, which did not happen whatsoever. But anyway, back in that time period, I was like, okay, if I'm going to be home 2 to 4 weeks, check-ins every once in a while, might as well have a nice little fun project to do. So I ordered some car parts. I ordered a Stage 2 Plus kit. I have Stage 2 on my WRX right now, or at least then. And then I bought a Stage 2 Plus kit for the WRX to give a little bit, like 10% extra horsepower, but also a smoother acceleration. So I bought that. And they let me know, because of the COVID thing, it could be like 8 weeks until you get it. So I ordered the parts again in March. I did not get them until August. Paid for it in March. March, April, May, June, July. August, I finally got them. And also tying into the weather thing, Tropical Storm Isaias. The day Isaias came through our area is the day I first attempted to install the parts on the car. And the work on the very front of the WRX, like the engine, there's a tiny, like, 4-inch gap between the engine and the radiator. It is really tight in there. I don't know what happened, but I pulled the parts off. I don't know if I feel like something snapped or something like that, but parts came out. I put the new parts in. Good. I start the car, and it's idling at 2,500 RPM. No idea why. Back and forth a little bit with the company to try and figure out things, and I did some tests, and they're like, yeah, the parts are fine. You might want to take it to a mechanic to have them look at it. And I did like a boost pressure test where you actually take like a tire inflator and pressurize the intake tract of the engine. It held the pressure fine, but it's still idling at 2,500 RPM. 2 months I was trying to figure that out, couldn't figure it out. So finally, last month, I put the car parts back to the way they were before the pandemic. So before March, the way the car was, I put it back. I was like, okay, put it back to the way it was. I'll have a running car. No. I put it back to the way it was, and it's still idling at 2,500 RPM. Literally have no idea what could be causing it. And now my car registration is up in January, which is tonight. Well, at least the end of the month of January. The car registration is up. So I went online to try and renew the registration. And it said that there is an outdated inspection on the car. I haven't used it. I haven't gotten the car inspected. And we were told, or at least I got an email that said, the inspections have been extended indefinitely until at least the end of the pandemic. and I haven't gotten the car inspected. So I need to get the car inspected to get the registration renewed. But the car's idling at 2,500 RPM. I don't think there's anything wrong with the car, like that would prevent the inspection from being passed, but it's idling at 2,500 RPM. Yeah, 5 months it took for those parts to come in, because they actually manufacture the parts when you order them. So obviously manufacturing is, they're a small business, but they're kind of like custom semi-boutique kind of like car part manufacturer. They make the car parts and then they send you a tune for the car parts specifically. So don't know what happened. It's idling at 2,500 RPM. And yes, Johan, I have been told now they have changed the dates, so I need to get an inspection. Yeah, the headlights, the only thing I would need, the headlights I like, but the only thing I would probably get is fog lights for the car to get a little bit wider beam because it's fairly narrow. Like maybe 5 feet off the road to my right, pitch black at night. I can't see. So I need to get wider beams. But still, I cannot figure out, and I'm fairly good with the cars. I cannot figure out why it's idling at 2,500 RPM. So I'm going to just, it drives fine. It just idles at 2,500 RPM. I might just have to just take it to my usual place I get the inspection done. And have them try and do the inspection. If it passes while it's idling at 2,500 RPM, fine. But then I'll just ask them, what the hell is happening to have it idle at 2,500 RPM? Like when I start the car, it normally it idles higher and then it drops. That's normal. And it does that. You start the car, when the car is cold, it idles a little higher to get it warm and then it drops down. And it does that. But then when it reaches its normal idle at, say, like 500 to 700 RPM, then it just starts shooting up to 2,500 RPM. The other odd thing I cannot figure out is when I turn the air conditioning on, the engine drops back down and idles normally. It idles normally when the air conditioning is on. When I turn the air conditioning off, it jumps back up to 2,500 RPM. I have no idea where to go from there. I've tried searching online, but I haven't found anyone with that same thing where it idles at 2,500 RPM, and then when you turn the AC on, it drops down to normal idle, and then it spikes back up when you turn AC off and the compressor turns off, and it jumps back up to 2,500 RPM. Raymond, who said that? Let's see what else. All right. Well, I've been streaming longer than I thought, so last little bit here. So it looks like at least for the next couple of days, Sunday looks. Nope. Look at that. Icon showing some little flurries coming through for Sunday. So Saturday looks like it's gonna be more rainy. Second half of the day clears up, but still that pressure gradient. So a little bit breezy Saturday afternoon. Then going to Sunday, maybe some flurries to start out your day on Sunday. But then look at that. That high pressure comes in, kind of stays in for the Monday and Tuesday at least. Just want to check one more here with NAM. Ah, interesting, Raymond. And Johan, yes, it is very strange. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I did something when I pulled the car parts off for the first time. If something broke, I have no idea. I don't know if it broke. I looked so many times, and everything looks fine. And there's no leak, because at least when I do the boost pressure, and I got the little plug to put on the intake, and then use the air compressor to pressurize the intake tract, it holds the pressure. So I don't know. All right, so let's take a look at the NAM here. So Friday starts out fine, but then here, it's showing that freezing line a little bit more north. So maybe not New York City gets anything. I think the GFS showed that the freezing line was getting a little bit more into New York City. An older part. All the parts. It's a 2017, so it's 3 years old. And all the parts on there, I put back exactly as it was. That's what I don't get. I put everything back the way it was before I even attempted anything. I made sure the tune was back to the way it was as well. And it's idling at 2,500 RPM. If this pandemic never happened, I'd have a fully functional car right now. And I would have saved $900 too on those parts. Raymond, very true, very true. I'm still seeing this bit rate here also fluctuate quite hard. All right, so going back to here. The only real frozen precipitation, it looks like, is going to be Friday night. And it's really, maybe not the New York City area, but maybe northwest of the New York City area. Depending on the exact forecast model. Like the NAM is a little bit more north. The Icon had nothing. Let me go back to the GFS. See, the GFS here has that going a little bit more south, but not really still in the New York City area. Just more on the heavy rain side. Let me get rid of this. And let's go back to the NAM. Yeah, the NAM is just slightly more north with the freezing line versus the GFS, but maybe not getting into Rockland County, but Orange, northern Sussex. You can see maybe a little bit of some of that frozen precipitation. But then it quickly warms up overnight Friday into Saturday. The first half of your day Saturday, well, unless Raymond, like for you, you might see a little bit more frozen precipitation there. Just because you're up near Albany. Like if you look here on the NAM, it's kind of keeping that freezing point area about the same as the storm makes its way through. But that's still the first half of the day on Saturday. And then the afternoon on Saturday, it looks like it clears out. Maybe some lake effect little flurries there. But with that increased pressure gradient there that we can see with the isobars, it looks like it is most definitely going to be breezy for later in the day on Saturday. And overnight Saturday looks fine. The first part of your day on Sunday, again, we could be seeing some little flurries there, and that's the end of the NAM. Let's check back here on the icon. Well, Johan, it was a pleasure having you in. I will text you in a little bit. I'm going to end the stream very shortly. Happy New Year's, Johan. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you next year. And then the icon here looks like we're going to have a little bit of some wintry precipitation, especially northwest of the New York City area, through the day on Sunday. Maybe not a lot, but still there. Going through later, the second half of the day on Sunday, through the overnight hours. And then it should be done by, it looks like that 1 a.m. time frame on Monday. Still a little bit breezy, too. And then the first couple of days of the week, that high pressure is shielding the area. Oh, I didn't know Cuomo issued an emergency order to get the state ready for the winter storm. Yeah, just because there is going to be some wintry precipitation later in the day on Friday, going through Saturday, maybe not for the New York City area, but some areas, like Albany area, north there, we'll definitely see, it looks like some snow. Late Friday through Saturday, little break late Saturday through Sunday, but then again, late Sunday through Monday, we could see a little bit of that precipitation. All right. So with that, let us conclude the stream. It has been quite a year. A very challenging year for all of us. Let me just stop the music here. We're going to get serious. All right. It's been quite a challenging year. We've had to do things that we may not have liked. Like, I still don't like this job, but it's a job. It is a paycheck. It is medical. It is dental. It is vision coverage. In terms of like pay and benefits, even though I don't like this particular job, it's different than what I was doing. It's still, in terms of the benefits, oops, sorry, hit the microphone there. It's still exactly the same thing as I've been getting for the past 7 years. So it's something to be thankful for. Raymond, you definitely said it right. 2020 was dominated by COVID-19 and Trump's screw-ups. There's one extra thing I would add to that, and it was the racial injustice that is still in the country. And I didn't know that, like, deep level racial injustice was still out there. I'm Puerto Rican, and I have even have dealt with racist, like, off-colored stuff in college. I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that in the work environment, like from customers too. And it's just like this, the off-color comments. That's really all I've dealt with. But for like the black community, the Asian, especially with the COVID pandemic, the Asian community in the very beginning, that was terrible. The racial injustice, that was something too that was really shocking from the air. So let's wrap up this stream. The last stream I'm doing, because the last night of the year. Let's wrap up 2020 with looking forward. Let's take what we learned from 2020 and not look back. Don't look back. We can't look back. We have to look forward. And looking forward, let's take what we learned, apply it to new ways of living our lives. And eventually, let's not think of it as going back to normal, more like returning to normal, but not going back. Let's not go back. Let's move forward. Let's move past 2020. Let's have hope, especially with a new president. Let's hope things work out really well. So even though Johan may not be here anymore in the stream, Johan, thank you for joining in. Raymond, Delvin, you are both one of my most loyal live streamers, or live stream viewers and commenters. And I really, really want to thank you guys. It's always a great conversation with you guys. I'm very grateful. Even though I wish I had some more subscribers, I think I only have 165, I'm still grateful for every subscriber. I wish one day I would get to that 1,000 subscriber mark and then eventually I could start making revenue from YouTube. But we'll see what 2020 holds. Maybe I'll start a Patreon, like Joe Chaffee was mentioning. Yeah, and I don't think I was the only YouTube creator that had that issue. I know a lot of issues were going out with these YouTube notifications. Oh, and I remember at the very beginning in March with 2020, when the game Doom Eternal came out, I remember I did a live stream with Doom Eternal, and 3 times I tried to do that live stream. 3 times the robots, the YouTube bots took my stream down and just banned it and removed it. I actually had to make a plea to YouTube and say, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. These bots thought I was something. And then YouTube apologized and they corrected the bots. Because there's a lot of people streaming to YouTube. There's a lot of content going up to YouTube. There's not enough people in the world that can monitor all of that. So it was quite a year, quite a ride. So, Johan, you're here in spirit. Delvin, Raymond, cheers to you. Let's make 2020, 2021 a better year. Let's not look back. Don't look back. Look forward. Especially because I'm getting married. I'm getting married this year. I can't believe that. I'm going to be 30 years old this year. And I'm getting married. One more cheers to that. Cheers to a great year of 2021 with a lot of hope. Whew. All right. Thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure as always. Have a great rest of your evening. The last couple of hours of 2020. And let's bring in 2021 with great hope and great plans. So, again, I thank you all for watching. If you're new to the channel and you're watching this in the rerun, feel free to subscribe. I do a lot of weather content, gaming content, car content. Hit that little subscribe button below. And then the bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I do a live stream like this or I upload some videos. Thank you all for watching. Have a great New Year's, and I will see you all in the new year of 2021.